Hey there, and welcome to this week's episode of the High Level Release Radar. Here we are, Ryan, the first week of February.
Yeah, welcome, everybody. In case you didn't know, it's February. January was a blip in the record there, but here we are.
It is February. We have made it. We are actually here in Dallas at the first SaaSpreneur event of the year. And Ryan, I have to say, you have a lot of fans here. They were asking,
Okay.
like, are you going to do it today? And I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm heading up there right now. They're like, tell Ryan we said hey.
Well, what's
So,
up, everybody?
yes.
Glad we're not broadcasting to nobody.
That's right. It's always nice to know there's at least one person on the other end.
Yeah.
All right, let me send us live in the group real quick. Join us for the High Level Release Radar post. We should be live as always. If you can see us and you can hear us, please say hello in the comments. Let me open up the comments so that we can see them pop in. And what do you say we hop into some releases?
Do it.
All right, let's see the first release of the week. New phone dialer, who dis? This was a big one, and it's looking awesome.
It's looking phenomenal. Some of these are kind of hard features to show with the privacy restrictions that we have with YouTube and everything. But suffice to say, there are a lot of awesome new features within the new phone dialer. First up is just a new refreshed UI, so it looks cleaner. You can now transfer incoming calls.
Big one.
You can also search for recents and your contact list, which is super helpful. Add notes, add tags right in the dialer. So really bringing a lot of functionality that existed in other places in the app right in the small screen of the dialer, so you don't have to go anywhere to do things that you would regularly do when you're on the phone.
Totally. I love it. People have been loving it. The reactions have been great. And I don't know what Ryan has lined up for tease at the end of the show, but there's something very cool coming now that this is out, which we can talk about in a bit. Brandon, we are live. Yes, we are. Thank you so much for checking in. Glad to hear that we are live over there in YouTube. Oh, we got a couple of more screenshots of the dialer here. Looking fantastic. Is this one just live, or do you have to toggle it on in Labs?
This one is Labs, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you don't see it, head into settings, Labs, flick it on, and then test it out and let us know what you think. Next up, we've got granular permissions integration for Snapshots.
Yeah. Huge ask from a lot of agency owners. We want to limit what users can do with different snapshots, and now we have a ton of different controls here. So kudos to the team for continuing to expand all the granular permissions so that we can keep everybody in their lane, not making mistakes even. Most of the time it's not nefarious. It's just, oops, I deleted a snapshot. So glad to see that.
Love it. We got some more comments. People checking in. Malik, I'm excited to dive in all new releases from the week. Hello from Pakistan. Hello. Thanks for hanging out. Peter's checking in. Need you to make this happen. Sub account to connect more than one calendar and one Microsoft. All right. Make sure that's on the ideas board, and we can run that down. And we've got the Brand Geeks checking in. Looks great. I'm assuming you're talking about the new dialer. We love it as well. Let's see what else we've got that rolled out this week. Wait for contact reply now supports an extra level. Do you want to walk us through this one?
Yeah. So this is the idea that within a workflow, you've got different levels of branches, and it can now look at replies that happened the level before that. And then in addition to that, you can look for source destination. So we've sort of improved the smarts of how the wait for contact reply works, and we've gotten some great feedback already from it. So check it out if this has been a limitation within workflows for you. Today's your day.
Sweet. Really powerful feature to be able to wait until somebody replies to something or X amount of time. If you haven't played with that, definitely want to take that for a test drive because you can really increase performance with stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We had another update with Stripe tax enabled for agency subscriptions in South Africa. This one is obviously very specific to a specific country, but if you are in South Africa, you are probably pumped because you've been waiting for this, and here it is.
Yes, sir.
we can cruise right on through to our next release of the week. Blogs got pagination and multi-column support.
Yeah. So now you can, there's obviously pagination. So there, you can break up the different pages there, and you can select whether you want it to be a 2 or a 3 column layout, further enhancing that. And we got some other great feedback to the blog team, and some more great stuff is on the way very soon. We were able to pull some strings for you. So if you've been waiting for some enhanced blog functionality, it's coming.
Yes. Ryan and the team are building a new HighLevel blog using our blogger. So it's been fun to get our hands on it and get feedback over to the team. We're going to see a lot of cool enhancements roll out as we're excited to use it, just like hopefully you are. Ad Manager got a big update this week. You can now launch Instagram ads from the Ad Manager right within HighLevel.
Huge. Yeah, so if you didn't know, we have an ad manager where you can launch ads right within HighLevel. We've got Facebook support now. Instagram, Google is coming as well, but this was a big step forward. As you can see here, you can also adjust as you're creating your campaign, the placements, or I should say positions of different Instagram ad features. So a lot of cool control there. And of course, you get a nice preview of what it's going to look like before you send it live.
Yeah, this is a big one. And I believe I heard that Google ads are not very far away now that this one is out.
Yeah, it's the next one. So we got all our firepower aimed at that.
Love it. Payments got another update this week. You can now auto-apply coupon code to payment links. So this is pretty sweet. You like basically pre-apply.
Yeah. So the idea there is that maybe you're running a promotion for something, and instead of forcing the user to use a certain code, you can just give them the link and it's automatically applied. So really useful feature here to cut down the number of steps it takes to collect cash, which we love.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know. Do you have another screenshot of? I knew that you would. So that's what it looks like when they receive. They can see that they have a discount. They feel awesome and special because you applied it for them. They didn't even have to do anything. So very nice little feature that rolled out this week there in the world of payments. The Facebook integration got some UI enhancements this week as well.
Yeah, lots of things happening here. Kind of hard to show it off, but the basic theme here is that there's a lot of crazy permissions. If you've ever messed with the business manager in Meta, it's like you got to assign assets and pages and all these things. And so now we're giving you like real reasons why something's not quite working and the ability to resolve it really quickly. And a bunch of other troubleshooting type things that are been integrated into this particular screen. So the main thing is to cut down on support requests, because nobody likes that, both the users and having to answer the same question over and over. So now programmatically, we're fixing a lot of these things right in the interface, which we love to see.
Yeah, it's always great to have more information when something's not going right, so you know what you actually need to do to fix it.
Yeah.
The QR code got an enhancement this week. We now have enhanced field validation.
Yeah, so this is kind of a small one. They actually said don't announce it, but I said forget it. But this is something that irritated me from the start, where you'd go to like fill out the phone number, and it's like, oh, you got to fill out the phone number, and I'm like, okay, I'm not done yet. So now it waits until you hit next to validate, to make sure that those fields have the right numbers and data in them.
Oh, I love that. A little hold your horses update there. Sweet. We got another update here with in regards to security and whatnot. We've got login two-factor authentication enhancements that rolled out.
Yes. So this was kind of clever how the team did this. So if there's an error when you go to log in, it says, hey, we're going to send you a code, make sure it's you. They go to send it to your phone or something and it can't deliver it. It's going to alert you to that and then suggest a different method by which you can get your code. And then we also added a button, like you've probably seen on a lot of websites, where after a certain period of time, if it doesn't come through, you can just click it again and instead of having to go back through the entire process to resend it.
Yeah, that's great. Another one where you just have more information, so you're not wondering where is it when it actually didn't even send. Yeah. So that's a nice one there for sure. Documents and contracts got an update this week. We now have deposits and payment plans.
Yeah. So this is something that existed in invoices and a couple other places too, and we're bringing it into documents and contracts as well. So this would work for things like what we call like direct payment or 2-in-1 documents, where let's say you've got an agreement for like a coaching program, and you're like, hey, here's the document, go ahead and sign it, and then it immediately prompts you to pay. So that's where these features are coming in there.
I love it. Just hitting parity between those payment products.
Mm-hmm.
We got another screenshot of that same thing.
Yes. Yep.
Looking good. Template library got an update this week. We now have smart search that includes tags and categories.
Yeah. So before you kind of had to know the name of the template. Now it will search for whatever the category is named, or if there's certain tags. So yeah, that's a nice little feature there to have to find stuff quickly based on categories, especially.
Totally. Templates are just getting, downloaded more and more, and this is awesome to help you actually find what you're looking for. If you may not know exactly, like you said, specifically what to search, you now have more broad search capabilities as well. And you're going to see us roll out some really nice looking templates in the near future, I will say.
Yes.
So stay tuned for those. Workflow's got an update. We now have new custom object actions, which are, this is a massive one, right?
Yeah, this is really big. Anybody that's into custom objects, you'll probably know exactly what this stuff is. But there's actually 3 new actions. One is the create an associated record action. So you can automate all kinds of different records to be associated with one another. You can update an associated record too. So if something happens where you need to change that association of, somebody buys a house and you need to change how that works, that can be done in workflows now. And you can also clear fields of an associated record. So if you needed to just start over fresh, so all that can be done in workflows now.
Yeah, this is huge. So now we're dynamically updating, creating, clearing custom objects, which was a big one that folks have been waiting on, and now it is live. So can't wait to see what you all do with that. Let us know what you think once you've had a chance to play with them. Reputation management got an update this week. We now have support for multiple review platforms. This is another massive one. So do you know how many we added?
A billion. A lot. I'm scrolling here through on the screen here, but yeah, there's quite a number of them that have been added. There's more on the way too, so don't fret. We're not done. As usual, we always prioritize action and speed. Obviously we're tightening down a lot of things here, but this is really nice because the integrations are pretty simple. You can add via a URL. And then even in the next screen, you'll see that you can use those reviews that get pulled in, and you can filter them in your widget. So you can say like, okay, I want to collect all these reviews and integrate them, but maybe I only want to display reviews from like Yelp and Google My Business or Google Business Profile. So a lot of great functionality brought into the widget as well, and review balancing too. That's the other key point I wanted to highlight. So if you didn't know, you can actually balance when you're sending out review requests, how much percentage you want to go to which platform, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Emily's digging it as well. Yes, this is an awesome one. We now have finally Yelp, TripAdvisor, like a ton of those other big ones. I'm told that even more are coming. And then I think we'll see the ability to reply to a lot of these in the platform as we move forward as well. So right now this is inbound. We can bring in the reviews from all these new platforms, and we can display them using the website widget as we're looking at here in this screenshot. Very nice update. Dashboard and reporting got an update. We now have multi-metric support, which I was really excited about this one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you want to compare 2 different things on the same chart. So that's kind of the idea here, and change the values of it as well. So really, really great functionality for looking at data. There's tons and tons of stuff coming to reporting and dashboards. I think we'll definitely get to the point here pretty quick where, for most people, Google Analytics is just not even necessary. This will bring in a lot of different stuff for you.
Love it. Yeah, super important to be able to compare one metric to another. And now you can do that in custom dashboards.
This is
Um,
just showing the configuration of all
oh,
that.
great. Sweet. Yeah, looks great. Go test it out. Payment Link's got another update this week. You can automatically deactivate after a certain fixed date. This is awesome. This is like Mission Impossible. This will explode, right?
Yeah, this is if you don't know about countdown timers, this is kind of a background countdown timer. So you can make sure that if you've got a special product or something you're selling, but you're only going to sell it for a certain amount of time, you can put a sort of an active or a expiration date on it so that it will no longer be accessible after a certain date.
I love this.
Yeah,
Scarcity sells, and it's like, hey, I'm not playing around here. You literally won't be able to buy this
yeah.
in whatever you set the time frame for. Love it. Josh is loving it as well. I'm assuming he's referring to all of those new review sources, and the Brand Geeks is loving the TripAdvisor update, which is definitely awesome if you're in hospitality or maybe you live in a tourist town. So lots of good stuff there. Next up, Calendar's got an improved activity logs, which is always helpful.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so this is
looks
going to
nice
show a
too.
lot more details about what got booked, where, who did what. So again, calendars can be really confusing because it's an insanely complex situation. It always has been.
Mhm.
So we're just bringing more and more information into the activity log so you can see exactly what happened, and you don't have to ask.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it looks
Mhm.
really nice too. I love the little timeline icons there. Kollab got a very cool update this week. We now have a new group switcher that lives in like a left sidebar to make it sort of more obvious that, hey, you have access to more than just this group.
Exactly. Yeah. So obviously, communities are great for eliminating distraction, but you also want to know what groups you can switch to and do it super fast. And this is the way to do it.
Yeah, looks awesome. Love it. WhatsApp got a big update this week. It's now supported in Snapshots. So if we think about this, this is so cool, right? Hey, I work with businesses in a market that uses WhatsApp. They're all going to need the same approved templated messages. So now you can just save them in Snapshot and not have to create them every time you roll out a new sub account.
Yeah. So a couple key points here that's kind of cool is that the system will automatically copy any of the associated media files
Mm,
or and the variable mappings. So that's all going to come over with the templates, and then once it gets copied, the template is automatically submitted to Meta for approval. So that reduces a lot of manual effort and time waiting. Maybe you forget to do
tons.
it, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh shoot!" So
Yeah.
yeah, the team's going deep on a lot of this stuff, and not just doing like the one thing. They're going a couple more levels to make things super easy.
100%. And I love this because these are the types of things. It's like you know, when our agency first found HighLevel. It's like all these little features that are designed to make an agency's life easier, faster onboarding of your clients, right? Snapshots was like a game changer. And now, if you're in a market where WhatsApp was prevalent, this is going to dramatically increase or decrease the time it takes to onboard a client because you don't have to go manually create all the messages, submit them again. All this stuff's just going to happen as soon as you create the sub account. So, big day for WhatsApp, big week for WhatsApp, I should say. And WordPress got a cool update. You can now manage the version of PHP from within the WordPress hosting settings, correct?
Yeah. So this is if you worked in WordPress at all, you know that like certain plugins require different versions of PHP, and being able to manage that right within the dashboard, what we're calling server settings. There's going to be more and more stuff that come into this as well, not just PHP end of things, but also SQL databases and that kind of stuff. So if you know about all that stuff, you know like all this stuff is coming together. We have all the pieces. We're connecting all of them together now, and WordPress is going to get some massive updates, frankly, to bring it to absolute parity with almost any other WordPress hosting platform that's out there. So
And beyond. I mean, if you're
mhm.
still hosting a WordPress site not in your HighLevel account, what are you doing? What are
Yeah,
you waiting for? It's powered by Rocket.net, the industry leaders. They're super fast. We do automated backups, all that kind of stuff, and it's really easy to migrate them in.
I
So,
have personally done it, and it is like for a real blog, and it's easy. It's amazing.
yep. So check it out. The pricing is awesome as well.
Hmm.
We've got a shout out from the Philippines, Arnel Tito. Thanks for checking in. Hopefully everything's going awesome over there. Next up, we had an update to reputation management where we have a profile progress tracker and health score, which is pretty cool, right? So the listings, it basically kind of lets you know where you're at as far as, hey, get the rest of the data in here to complete your citation.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, again, just bringing a lot of external data that exists on these different platforms into one place, and to make sure that you at least doing the blocking and tackling.
Mm-hmm.
You can really accelerate a business's social profile, or whatever they're working with there, by just doing the basics, because most businesses don't. And now this brings all that information into one place, so you can see where you need to start crossing off some T's.
Yes. I was just working on a slide for this event talking about listings, and it always fascinates me to see this report that basically found, I think it's like 80 something, or no. So the top ranking websites for any given local industry has an average of like 80 something backlinks from the top citation sources around the world. So basically, around the web, I should say. So it's like if you want to rank really well, it's kind of like table stakes that you have your core business data in these citations across the web, and listings just obviously basically automates that. You put in the info once and then it goes and populates it out to all those different citation sources. So this is a cool update. You can see kind of at a glance where you're at, and know when you've gotten your profile up to snuff.
And we've just got a couple more screenshots of what that looks like on the back end. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we could say these need some work here. This one's almost there, but I love it. Looks great. All right, next update of the week: default course category and completion certificates. This one's nice.
Yeah.
Another quality of life.
Quality of life, yeah. So if you're building courses, you can now set a default at the course level of like, if you take this course and you complete it, then you get this certificate. But then also having categories too, right? So like for instance, we do certifications where we have different modules or categories, like social media management. So then you can get your badge or your certificate based on completing that specific category of the course. Really useful if you got a really large course, for example.
Totally.
Yeah.
Love it. Great update over there in the course builder. Another one for courses, we've got images and comments, audio file support, and I believe it's drag and drop, correct?
Yeah, it is. And this is, we launched this feature, I think last week or the week before, where the users could do this, like drop in GIFs and stuff within comments. And now this is the builder side of things. So the back end for the course creators, they can now, when they're managing their comments and so forth, they can now use this as well. And the audio file support is more about when you go to clone a course, or you're using it in a snapshot, that will now work seamlessly now with our new DRM asset support.
Clones, that makes sense, because you had me thinking ice cream there.
Yeah,
right?
well, I missed a letter. Clearly.
Nobody's perfect. It's all right. We had another update. This is sort of a back-end one. I'm glad you shouted this one out, because the increase in efficiency was so drastic. But basically, the team worked on some transcoder stuff. Ryan, you want to explain what's going on here?
Yeah, so when you upload a video, if you don't know this, there's a lot of things that happen in the background where the servers have to process it and make it more efficient to display it on the web. And that's what a transcoder basically does. And now what used to take on average 132 seconds now takes 12 seconds. So dramatic reduction in the amount of time that process takes. So you're not sitting there forever waiting for your videos to upload and process and do all the things. So
yeah,
YouTube, here we come. We're coming after you.
That is a pretty dramatic decrease in the time it takes. So kudos to the team. Amazing work. It's always great when something happens quickly. And that one now happens much more quickly. Some other enhancements to shout out from the week. As always, performance optimization has been going on. We've got memory consumption improvements for payments and phone systems. There were some SaaS updates. We improved the payment support. There was some dedupage going on. You want to? You'll do a better job of explaining this.
I hesitated to put this on the slide because it doesn't really mean anything for you other than things are getting a lot more efficient. I mean, that's the so what. But I thought it was wild that we were able to dedupe 3.5 petabytes of storage, which I outlined here in some practical examples of how much data that really is. So it really highlights that, there's so much usage of video in particular. That's going to be the heavy use there, video and images. And it just really highlights like how much is really going on within the platform, and really just a thriving community of folks utilizing this stuff.
I love how you broke this out. So basically the team just cleaned up 137 years of straight Netflix streaming.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big deal. So amazing work to the team over there. We've got a shout out from living in Dubai. We are going to be in Dubai in about 2 weeks, I think. So hopefully you're making it to the SaaSpreneur event and we'll see you there. All right. It is that time of the week where Ryan gets to hit us with his GIF of the week. Unbelievable upcoming releases. I love the Jurassic Park reference. My youngest is obsessed with dinosaurs, so we literally watch Jurassic Park nonstop, and that's an awesome scene.
It's a defining movie. I mean, it really is defining movie of my childhood.
Yep, and that was like the defining scene, really.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about what's coming soon. We've got new call screen for the mobile app. So we saw the new dialer. And that sort of look and feel is rolling over into the mobile app very soon. And as we can see, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. And shout out to the teams here, because as we've talked about, there's so much not contamination, cross work that's happening between the teams. And so it's like, the phone dialer is a totally separate team than the mobile app, but they've been working so hard together to make sure that they can launch things in sequence, and relatively close to one another. So it's a big feat that they've accomplished there, and they're continuing to improve the efficiency of the teams working together, which means more features that are better developed, quicker to you. And I can't be more proud of that.
Yeah, this looks great. Can't wait to see this one go live. And I'm curious as to what your next one's going to be. Okay, we're going to loop back.
All right. So got some disappointment in your voice, but this
is great, right? This is great. Walk us through here. We got more AI.
The prospects with AI. I think the big headline here is, if you could get AI to like do the things that you maybe like forget to do or nudge you in certain ways, it can be really, really useful. And the idea here is that AI will go out based on the niche that you're trying to prospect, the demographics, etc. It will tell you like, hey, we found this business and we generated a report for it. And you should use this report to go after this particular prospect. So I think in terms of productivity, this could be a really huge boost to make sure that you're continuing to grow. Like don't stagnate and forget to use the prospecting tool. It's so powerful. So this will help you to do that.
I love it. I'm going to take this opportunity because Ryan put together such an awesome deck for a session that we do at these events where we show like lots of sneak peeks into stuff that's coming. And so I happen to have that deck still open on my computer right now. And amazing. What we're going to do is, oh, wait, I can't because that'll go into like meta land. Okay, here we go. Let me swap this over here. And we're going to show off. Here we go. So the new dialer is going to have call scripts, which I believe we showed off a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yes.
But I'm told this is right around the corner. This got a huge round of applause at the event. People are super stoked to see call scripts coming. But one that I don't think we've teased yet on the release radar that just looks too good to not show off is, check this out, video testimonial widgets. So you'll be able to generate video testimonials and display them in a beautiful widget on your site, which is such a obviously powerful way to increase conversion rates and all that kind of stuff. And I just think this looks so awesome. So I wanted to sneak that one in there. Ryan, I don't know if you're excited about this as much as I am, but
no, I'm definitely stoked. I'm definitely stoked on this because there's nothing more powerful than a video testimonial. I mean, you see it on Amazon all the time where you're like, do I really want this product? And then you see somebody, granted, a lot of times in that case, they might be getting paid, but you get to see the thing in like a real non-markety kind of like raw information. And I think that adds a lot of authenticity to the product, to the service, or whatever you're selling there.
Absolutely. Super cool. All right. Well, that is it for the week. I got to get back downstairs to the event. So I'm out of here. Hopefully we see you in Dubai. Hopefully you're able to make it if you're on that side of the world, or if you're up for the trip. We're going to have a blast. And
yeah, it sounds awesome.
And yeah, so until next Friday.